And welcome back, everybody, to AM2R. How you doing? This is Crazy Cube Dude here, and when we last left off, I could not bomb jump my way up there. However, no fear, I think I've got it figured out this time. I was just having a case of the yips. So if we get up here, and this is why I like the spider ball on at mid-activation like that, I can control literally everything I'm doing, and it's very helpful in this case right here. You need to, this is the best way to do it. Get up here, use one bomb, and stick yourself to the ceiling like what I'm about to do. If you don't, it's, you gotta bomb jump up here. Because that's what happens. So, then just keep, oh jeez! Yep, and now I have to do exactly what I said you would have to do. 1, 2, there we go. Oh, come on, I had it. You can probably hear the intense clicking of the Xbox controller. Oh, that was close. But yeah, if you are able to bomb jump yourself up here, you're able to get this missile tank here early. Otherwise, you would need power bombs to open this door, and we're not going to get power bombs for a hot minute. But with that being said, I believe I've covered everything, and we can head on through to the next area because we defeated all the Metroids in the area, and this lava here has been lowered. If I could get up, that would be nice. Sorry it's taken a second for this second episode to get out to you. I actually recorded that first episode and then never got to recording this second episode until just now. And as I said, or I haven't said this yet, but I'm hoping to record the entire rest of the game today so that there's no further delays, because this game should not be taking me as long to complete as it has. Little hint here, item that appeared, it's in here. Bomb that, and there you go. This one is also a bomb jump trick. Now, you may think that you can just, oh, this is easy. I can get up to those platforms just by, you know, using my acrobatics. Not so much. All of those are just like those missile, or not missile, but those bomb blocks that vanish. So, you're gonna have to bomb jump your way all the way up there, and right here is the best spot to do it. It's right, it's just a pixel to the right of that block you see there, and it's gonna be just to the left of a block that's gonna be further up. It's just one specific pillar of bomb jumping you have to take. So, let's see if I can pull this off here. Ah, no, I was just a hair too far. I was just a hair too far. It's this perfect... Would you move, Samus? Thank you. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, yeah, this should be perfectly fine. We're in the perfect position. And there we go. Another missile expansion. Excellent. And now we don't have to come back here with later upgrades. That's usually the trick to getting a lot of items early. It's knowing where they are and knowing how to get them without you know, upgrade A, B, or C. The most classic being the space jump, which basically lets you fly in a platform. It's kind of broken. But the design is built around it, and you get it so late. Oh, well, not super late game, actually. In this case, it's about midway-ish. It's the third area, so it's gonna be after this. And this section here, nothing, no music playing, no enemies coming out of these tubes, and that would be why. Yeah, that was a jump scare first couple times, and if I don't remember that it's here, it still gets me. Because at this point, we've only seen a Metroid near a husk. There wasn't a husk for this one until after we fought the Metroid. So, just goes to show they can be anywhere. But we have a new log entry, the Hydro Station. The massive facility at the center of this reservoir filters and pumps water through enormous pipelines. These pipes come out of the complex and disappear into the surrounding rocks, presumably to supply other buildings further down the cave system with clean water. Though abandoned, most of it remains functional. Robotic activity inside is detected, again giving reason as to why we might have certain enemies in this section or whatever, other than the natural inhabitants. Let's spider ball up here and see if there's anything to find. What I will say is that this system here, this cave system, or about it being a hydro pump facility. Okay. Well, there we go. That's the thing. Let's actually head in through the main door. This is busted, but this section, by the way, one of my favorite music tracks in this game right here. This was such an earworm when I first played it. But this section, the hydro pump, has been reimagined. We had these sort of pipey graphics in the original game, like this section right here, for example. But there wasn't any lore or any significance behind it. Not here, like it's been reimagined into a hydro filtrating facility. So it's really cool and shows the creativeness of Milton Gosti and his team. It's kind of cool because the Samus Returns 3DS remake does a very similar thing. Yeah, let's head in here. I don't exactly have a plan to search this facility here. But as I said, this is a 100% run, and if this guy would stop swarming me, that would be fantastic. I clearly hit you, but thanks for dodging that. Can't dodge any of those, can you? Alright, so yeah, I don't have an exact plan for exploring any of these areas, except for one of the areas, and one of them is rather linear, but that's beside the point. I forgot to grab that one while I was outside of the station. I'm gonna have to pick that up later. And here, I'm actually gonna pick up these enemies. Don't hit them with your beam; they will ignore it completely. And the best way to do it is to hit them with missiles. That kind of blocks them from moving while you're hitting them. You'll see. There's plenty more to fight as I go here, but there's a crack in the wall. This leads to an upgrade I did not get on my first playthrough of this game ever. And once you see what the upgrade is, you're going to be like, how in Metroid's name, how in Ridley's name did you manage to beat this game without that power-up? And I don't know. What's weird is that it didn't even feel like it was missing. Then when I played through the game again and I found this area this time, and I got the upgrade, I was like, wait a minute. What? And then I went back and checked my other file. I didn't have it. What upgrade would that be, you might ask? W on a beam upgrade? There's only one it could be. The wave beam. Beams can now go through solid objects and walls. Yes. As you know, your beam would stop at right here, but now we can go through walls. I did not have this upgrade. I don't know how I made it through the game without it, but I did not have the upgrade. And let me tell you, obviously it makes taking care of all these guys, you know, a flick of the wrist. Or in Samus's case, I actually don't know how she activates her different beam upgrades. In Prime, you switch between them, and here they just stack. But anyway, I don't know how she fires the beam. And we can use our new beam to, it doesn't do as much damage as missiles, but we can avoid any contact with him whatsoever. So let's head through here, going deeper into the facility a little bit. We'll explore more as we go, and if for any of you who know this game, or even the original for that matter, I am missing something that I can grab immediately that would make things a little bit easier to upgrades, in fact. But I'm not grabbing them yet because honestly, this is where, like I said, this is where the controller led me. This is where I found myself, and I have no plan for exploring the area. As long as I get everything. We'll head over there in a second, but Never miss a Chozo upgrade. What would this one be? The high jump boots. Maximum jump height increased. So you've seen what our maximum jump height has been, and now look at us. As GLaDOS would say, soaring through the air without a care in the world. Actually, I should save that for when we get the space jump. But if we follow that path here, it will lead us to an energy tank and a missile expansion. Collect that. Now we have triple the health. Get the missile, or attempt to get the missile. Actually, you know what? Use our newfound jump height to help us get up there. Don't have to spider ball our way to too many places anymore. Now let's get out of here and continue exploring. I hope you guys enjoy the music as much as I do. I really hope you do. And just as with all Metroid, well, just A, Metroid design, and B, good video game design, they make it so that you couldn't escape the area without that high jump boots. Well, you could actually. I've done a minimal playthrough of this, collecting as few upgrades that I think of I could get. I think I picked in terms of actual like ability upgrades, like spider ball, space jump, etc. I picked up bombs because you have to pick those up to progress, I believe. I don't think I could find a way to do it. You already come with missiles, so there's that. But I avoided as many upgrades as I possibly could, and I was bomb jumping. I was having to bomb jump everywhere. I don't know, I don't remember if I picked up the spider ball or not. I think I did. But I was actively avoiding the space jump. Oh yeah, this one, it's kind of tricky. This one is one of the more cool hidden expansions, because you wouldn't think you'd be able to come down here, but you can. Collect that. Already out 100 missiles, more than triple what we started out as at the beginning of the run, if you remember. Something I want to show off here, actually, now that we have a good amount of upgrades. It's actually at the beginning of the map, the whole beginning of the game. Of course, everyone knows about if you. Well, I don't know why I'm destroying those guys right now, but of course, everyone knows about. I don't know. I believe this has been since the original Metroid 2, but you can go back to your ship at any point for to save, refill your health, ammo, everything. But we've completely cleared out all of this down here, and the reason I want to go back there is because there's something I want to show off, and it's not anything spectacular, but it added to my first experience. It added to the playthrough of my first experience, and for anyone who might be watching this game blind, as some of my friends who might be watching my channel are very much blind to this game, I think it'd be really cool to see. So let's try and get up here. My wall jumping is not working with me today. Thank you. Would you just... Thank you. Gonna let him jump over me. And... sayonara. We're done with this section of the filtration system. Still have to pick up those guys. But I think I'm actually gonna head up and knock out this section up here. Here we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. So we have a save point here. I recommend you use it. Got a maze of pipes here. Don't worry, they don't keep you trapped for too long. Just start shooting and bombing your way out, and you should be fine. Okay, we got an upgrade room, but that Chozo statue doesn't have anything. Oh, well, let's see what happens if we come up to it. The door locked behind me. it's moving. Oh, no, Nelly. Scanning life form. New log update. Arachnus, one of the only original bosses in Metroid 2. One of the only original bosses, if not the only boss that wasn't a Metroid, actually. That might be correct. Anyway, he made an appearance in Metroid Fusion, and he has an appearance here as well, of course. A territorial organism. Its armor hide is very resilient and requires at least a high voltage discharge to harm it. Attacking with anything less will only agitate the creature. When enraged, it will roll into a ball and attempt to ram its aggressor, so it's a pissed off Sonic the Hedgehog, apparently. Bombs might be able to propel it in this state. Its saliva has flammable properties, and its claws can vibrate at high frequencies to launch sonic waves. Scans detect it has acquired a Chozo relic, granting it its unnatural vigor. So, in every Metroid boss that you've ever fought, 90% of them is just attack it till it dies. That won't do much here. You actually have to wait for it to curl up into a ball. Use your bombs to bomb jump the boss into the environment, into the electrical spikes. This is one of the most creative boss fights Metroid has ever had, and it's not even an official boss. Like, official whatever, you know what I mean. But as I've said earlier, and in the first part, this game is as much an official Metroid game as any of them deserve to be. This is a fantastic game of the franchise, and a fantastic game of the Metroidvania genre, just in general. But do exactly what I'm doing, and you might have to try a few times. And if you don't get it in time, he will exit that stage of the fight. But he dropped an upgrade for us, an upgrade we did not get until very late game in Super Metroid, the godsend of Super Metroid, the Spring Ball. And it's, I believe this game is also its only other 2D appearance. No, we got it in, no, it was in Fusion 2, I forgot. Did we get the bombs in the spring and the spring jump at the same time? I don't remember. I've only played Fusion like 3 times. And as I said, it's not exactly one of my favorites. Why do we not have any music right now? Okay. Not that I don't like Fusion, it's just, to me, again, it's one of the hardest Metroid games, if not the hardest. So let's, with our new Spring Bolt, do we seriously not have music? We don't have music. It glitched. This has like never happened to me, ever. We just saved, so I'm actually going to... I could have just hit restart from last checkpoint, but oh well. That was so weird. I don't know why the music glitched out, but we should be fine now. Actually, I'm glad I did that, because I'm going to go pick up... There we go. There's the music. I'm going to go pick up that upgrade that I missed. That's actually... not an upgrade, per se, just a missile expansion. It's down here. Just gotta come in here. And there you go. Not hard to find at all. That other one that we saw, though, that's going to be a little bit more tricky to get. And by tricky, I just mean that we have to progress through a different part of the map. But we've covered this entire top section here. We'll get to that area that's not filled in quite yet in a second. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh no, I already read that. I had to refight the boss before I hit record to because you know I saved before I defeated it, and I didn't save after I beat it because, well, you saw where I left off. So now that we've gone up, let's head over here. I'm not gonna head into the water quite yet. No, I'm gonna wait to come through this area. Kind of loop around and you know, round it out quite nicely. But if we come down here, we can actually destroy this. and causing all the water to get sucked out. Well, not all the water, but causing it to get sucked out and lowered down here. Before we progress, those do hurt you, obviously, but before we progress... Oh, can't... Oh, well, I was barely able to spider ball out of the water, but maybe you do want to get that propeller first. But if you come up here, you might miss this one. It's a tiny little crack of a block. You might miss it, but there it is. Okay. When you have a later upgrade, anyone who knows Metroid knows exactly what I'm talking about. Makes this part so much easier. Okay. Well, not this part in particular, but it just makes moving through water much easier. There's an upgrade for everything, guys. I'll just leave it at that. Get rid of that Metroid. We have 4 more to go, but before... That's exactly what I was trying not to do, but whatever. We gotta go out that way anyway. I'll get it on my way out. It's just a missile expansion. This was the other upgrade that I was actually talking about, that both this one and Arachnus with the spring ball are what I was talking about. I'll get that in a second too. Or what I was talking about when I said I could get some upgrades that would help me out, but it's just the path I ended up taking. There's no upgrade here. Does this mean we have to fight another boss? No, this doesn't look like a boss room. And there's nothing here but one of those blocks that only lets us come out one way. So, oh, secret path. What do you know? Okay, I'm gonna stop being coy. Anyone who knows the original Metroid 2 knows exactly what this room is. Blow up all of these, and it'll reveal an upgrade for us. The Varia suit, however you want to pronounce it, reduces damage taken by 50% and gives us the classic shoulder pads. Hut, 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 hut. Now, and actually gives us a little bit of a color change too. Now we're green instead of blue. But interestingly enough, the reason why Samus is now known with the shoulder pads instead of her base suit outfit, and why there's a difference with the Varia suit, is because on the original Metroid 2, they didn't have any different sprites, I believe, or no, they did, maybe for Gravity Suit. But in the original, they didn't have only color palette swaps for your different suits. Here, or in the original Metroid 2, it was in black and white. Oh, you know what? I actually missed something. It was in pure black and white, and only adding color later with if you hooked it up to a Game Boy Color, and it gave it like 2 or 3 different monochromatic structures, or monochromatic, color schemes and whatnot. But what they had to do was, because they didn't have color originally to show that you had a different suit, they gave it a different design and gave it the shoulder pads. So that's actually where the shoulder pads come from in Samus's suit design. Pretty interesting. Also, another interesting fact with the gravity suit, if you come back later and you actually forget to grab this missile, come on, then you won't have any trouble navigating through this part at all, because the water current won't be pushing you. It won't be pushing you, so you can grab it, at your own free will, because, that's what the gravity suit does. It negates the effects of water. So let's get back down here, and, spider ball our way over here, and there we go. Get another missile tank. Alright, so now I believe I have everything I can get right now, and now I just have to go on the outskirts and get a couple upgrades, I believe, and I don't know which is faster. Get a couple upgrades on the outskirts and kill the last 3 Metroids of the area. Head back up to the surface to show you the ship and the little Easter egg foreshadowing, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, and then I'll end the part. as I said before, I'm really happy to be doing this for you guys. If you can't tell by what I've said, I love this game. This is one of the Metroidvanias I can always go back to. Some of them you have to be in the right mood for, but this one, I don't know, it just hits certain parts that I like. It's not ungodly open-ended to where like Hollow Knight, you can literally discover areas on areas on areas as long as you have the willpower to keep pushing through the difficult enemies. Ow, no! Oh, come on. As long as you have the willpower to keep pushing through, you know what? I'm gonna head down here first. The difficult enemies, then you can, you know, go almost anywhere you want. Oh, this is where the Metroids are. Spoilers, so I guess I'll come through here first. Music changed ominously. But this one, as we know, it has a bad reputation for this, quote unquote, but it is one of the more linear ones, and even with Dr. M64's team expanding this and making it a little bit more explorable within each given sub area, I like how they've done it. I think I mentioned this, yeah. Due to his work on AM2R, Milton Gosty was helped with Ori and the Will of the Wisps, so that's pretty cool. So it allowed him to be a little more free with his design and whatnot, and not have to keep to a linear structure that the original game had. Which, again, I don't mind necessarily. I kind of like being not railroaded and held by the hand, but more of a, like, hey, kind of like how Zero Mission does it, where it has, by the way, energy tank down here. You know what? I'm actually going to save that for if I need a pick-me-up. But there is an energy tank down there. But yeah, not necessarily held by the hand, but kind of pointed in the right direction. Like, this is kind of where you want to go. You're free to explore as you wish, but this is where you want to go, and this is the you should probably head this way and not ignore us for 4 hours while you do everything else. You know, each player plays their own way, and there's no wrong way to play it unless you're always dying. The challenge runs exist for a reason. But if you're dying and you're trying to play, if you're always dying and you're trying to play the game normally, maybe switch something up. Unless the game is just designed, designed weird, or they didn't think everything through. Because that happens a lot. Game design is a very tricky thing. There's got to be balance to everything that you're trying to hit. And whatever you're going for, just make sure that you're doing what you need to do for that genre. Whether you're making a very hard game, a purposely hard game, you still can't just give enemies ungodly amounts of power and you weak and call that difficulty. There's design to be implemented with it. I think I talked about this when I was going over the different difficulties of this game. But we always bring up the Dark Souls example. Dark Souls is difficult. Yes, it's designed to be difficult, but the game itself is balanced in the ways that it needs to be. Oh, and here we have another evolution of Metroid. To cut myself off there. Yeah, we've fought so many of those alphas, I could do it while talking to you guys and not even thinking about it. And now, since the game says fine, you can do that, no problem, here you go, take an alpha. Let's read up on said alphas, I meant, not alpha, gamma. Here we go, gamma Metroids. Metroids at this stage can now transfer negative charges from its nervous system into the horns, releasing electric arcs capable of disrupting weapon fire. So it will, when it's doing that, it will, if you're shooting missiles at it, it'll just deflect it. The membrane containing its nucleus remains vulnerable, but the gamma around the Metroid's exoskeleton has expanded for additional protection. Although its legs have reached their maximum length, they are unsuitable for locomotion. Instead, they can serve to capture prey and drain their energy. Arguably, I'd say these guys are some of the more annoying ones to fight, because, like it said, they can grab you, and they can grab you. They're much bigger, and they hit harder. Come on. Pump missiles into him. And this is one reason I forgot this guy was here, kind of, but I knew that I usually needed a pick-me-up after coming down here. So that's why I saved that energy tank, because it'll fill me up back to full. Or I could waste all my missiles and have to restart this fight. That's wonderful too. And I'm almost gonna die anyway. So, I guess I'll have to go back to that save point to begin with. Yeah, if you do have to leave a Metroid fight for whatever reason, you can. It will not follow you. It's stuck to its one room. It's not Mr. X. But it does restart the fight if you leave the room, which was a problem later in some of the later Metroid fights, because they could knock you out of the room unintentionally, and you're like, really? But take two of this fight, I guess. Yeah, as I was saying, the difficulties of games need to be balanced no matter what game you're making. Like Dark Souls, it's hard, yes, but it's meant for you to use its mechanics, and it's a fun but challenging game when you can figure it out. That being said, I've never played or touched Dark Souls because that's just not a game for me, and I know that. But I also know from just years of, you know, the internet and people playing it, that it wouldn't be, if it had balance issues, we would know about it by now. You know what I'm saying? It gives you tools to use, but you have to know how to use those tools and become very adept at the game's mechanics. So much platforming. Oh, I just took care of an alpha, or I just took care of a gamma. You think I can't take care of you? Or I'm about to take care of... Oh, yeah, no, I did take care of the gamma. I'm so lost in my own commentary, I don't even know what I'm doing. Or did I take care of it? Hold on. No, I did. Okay, I'm losing my mind here. Apparently, when I'm talking, my brain is just auto-playing. I actually do well. It's when I'm it's when I'm not or when I'm focusing on it that I start messing up. Commentator's curse, recording curse, everything you want to call it. So many hexes. Speaking of hexes, I've actually been watching WandaVision recently. As of this point, we are only on episode 7. We're waiting for episode 7 coming this Friday, and no spoilers, but it's really, really interesting. And if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you do, especially if you're a fan of Marvel, and because it's going to tie in very much so to Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man 3. And, you know, teeing up a lot of concepts and ideas for Phase 4, Phase 5 of Marvel. And again, the people have issues with the first, like, 2-3 episodes, because it's like, you know, black and white and 50s, 60s, and then finally moving on to the 70s with some color. Just give it time, give it a chance. I know it's a little weird to start, but just have patience and respect the classic television. But I think I'm picking up just one more missile expansion up here before I go to that other Metroid that I believe was, I don't know where the other Metroid is actually. Let me check the map. Oh yeah, I know where it is. Okay, yep, here we go. And another alpha. Again, they take you down like a chump. Oh, come on. I say that, and yet he's doing that to me. Alright. And now that all the Metroids are taken care of in the area, let's get a move on. Where's that earthquake? There's the earthquake. Alright. We didn't exactly fill out all the spaces, and my OCD hurts a little bit on the inside, but you don't have to, 100% completion does not count towards map fill in progress. It's it only towards items. So let's head back through the jump scare room and make our way back up to the surface. Because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, especially playing a game like Minecraft, if I'm in a cave for too long, I start getting in-game claustrophobia. So let's make our way out to the surface, not caring about anything we're running into. And there's actually something I am going to need to pick up here when I come back down, and hopefully I remember to do so. Because it's just like that section I showed before. It's just like that little upgrade room, this little hidden thing I showed you, where I had to bomb jump to a super high area. There's another area like that, but unless you're an expert at diagonally bomb jumping, you're gonna need those second upgrade areas like the high jump boots and whatnot to get those up, to get that upgrade, missile expansion, whatever. I keep calling it an upgrade, but things that I classify as upgrades, quote unquote, are like one-time permanent things to your arsenal, like spring ball, morph ball, bombs, the space jump, gravity suit, various suit, etc. It's an upgrade to your current equipment, but an expansion is an expansion. So let's get up here. Show off that pseudo screw attack. You get to hear this awesome theme again, so I'll never complain about that. Every area has essential upgrades that always make it feel like you're progressing and always make it feel like you're improving yourself. So just for demonstration's sake, and because I'm a little low on missiles, I will save up, refill myself completely. And now that we couldn't exactly progress here before, but now that we have bomb jumps, we have the spider ball, we can get up here. And so let's go see what's beyond this giant cliff here. Yeah, there's a whole lot of area over here. You didn't think there would be, did you? Come all the way down here. And there's an area here, and it looks like we can go down. Definitely can't do anything over here. And there's nothing there. I promise you, there's nothing else beyond this cliff. This is all that's here. So with this ominous note, I'm gonna sign off here and just let you guys ponder this. So thank you all for watching. This has been Crazy Cube Dude with part 2 of AM2R, the hydro pump station. In the next part, episode 3, part 3, we're gonna be moving on to the third area. What a coinkydink. Alright, so thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys then. Peace out, everybody.